All right, bud. I like how he holds that foot. Just waits. All right, well, he's having a good time. He gets to come play. Oh, there's some other dogs here. Oh, let's see how they interact. He doesn't spend a lot of time with other dogs. So he's been alone most of his life with me. But it looks like he's doing good. All right, I'll take care of Otis and I'll make sure he does his business and I'll come back real quick. Okay, so we had to wait for these dogs to leave because they kept wanting to chase Otis's ball and they were getting in trouble. So waiting for them to leave a little bit. Now, Otis has done all of his deeds. Sit, Otis. You gonna sit? Nope, he's just gonna stare. It's like, just throw it. Throw it. There you go, buddy. So I was actually had shot a video yesterday, but it was so windy, come on, bud, that you couldn't even hear what I was saying because we had like gusts up to like 50 miles an hour out here. We just walked the train tracks yesterday. Yeah, we went down past where those silos are down that way. Going out this way in front of me, those go right into houses, so we can't. I let Otis off his leash when I do that. Probably ain't supposed to because we're still inside city limits. Like, probably shouldn't even have him here because it's not technically a dog park, but they do have stuff for dogs. They expect people's dogs to be here, and he minds himself. He doesn't bother anyone, so I don't think really anyone minds when they got the staff here for the cemetery. They don't ever say anything, so they don't seem to mind. But I don't know what it is with the staff of the place I'm staying at here, this RV park and the cemetery, they just said they were having issues with them, so they closed off this back gate that we used to take. Minor inconvenience. So it's first world problem, really, I guess, if you look at it. It's just made it easier for me and Otis to come over here so he can play. We just have to walk all the way around, like a quarter mile or something to walk around. But so I had to get a little exercise. I have my gym equipment. I'm supposed to get my kettlebell in today. That's kind of funny. That's the first thing I ordered, and it's the last thing I'm getting. Another first world problem. Minor inconvenience, but I can't really use it right now because I had a minor surgery on my left shoulder here, actually on the back. So I won't even be able to use it right now anyway. I think it said like a week and a half, and I had that done like 2 days ago. So I just do what I can. So walking and things is going to be good for me to get some exercise. Go get it, bud. I've been watching, well, I haven't really been watching the news. I don't have a TV. When I do have a TV, but like I don't watch TV even when I have it. But right now I'm in my camper, and all I got is a laptop, my phone, but I just mainly watch things on there, like news clips and things, seeing what's going on in the world. See, everyone seems to just be escalating things still. And of course, Trump trying to say like the war in Iran's over. Like, I don't know where he's getting his information from, but it certainly doesn't look like, nor would it make any sense for Iran to allow us to bomb them, and then they're just gonna pretend like it didn't happen and just go back to, everyday life. I'm pretty sure he only did that because they threatened to kill him because, he was doing whatever he was doing to piss them off to begin with. It's the whole questioning of the legality of it. If, he's, I guess, getting ready to send in like 1,000 Marines or something. I wasn't sure the number of it, but that I think he can actually technically do because they're like a presidential asset or something like that he can send the Marines in without congressional approval. But starting the conflict itself, apparently it wasn't actually supposed to be able to do. And I'm kind of curious what the actual, other agendas are of it, that they tried having that vote to stop it. And of course it all, they voted for it. So I really don't see how we have a dog in the fight, as it were. The whole pro-Israel, pro-Palestine thing, I'm neither really. I don't see what that has to do with America, especially, the talks about America first, that everyone gets mad about, like, oh, that's, neo-Nazism, things that, or I guess there's KKK things. It's like that all may be true, but I'm fine with doing things for America before we do other countries. Like we'll send, what was it? It's like 200 million or something like that a few years ago to some random country to, supposedly anyway, it was to help with their homeless, but we won't do anything for our own homeless people. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. So as far as like stuff like that, yeah, I say if we don't do it for our own country first, we shouldn't be sending taxpayers' money for things like that. But as far as helping out Israel attack Iran, I don't see how that, with their logic of they're going to do America first, how that has anything to do with America. And the notion they said that, their excuse always changes, but the latest one I seen that they said, oh, Iran was going to, attack America within a week. I doubt that. I mean, there's a reason why the CIA has such a large budget, and they're very good at their job. Like they would have, especially if they already known about it, they would have been able to stop that, even if it was true. So that's a bogus claim. Even if it was true, we would have been able to stop them. And then there's a thing about them saying that, they're going to attack California. Like, why would they attack California? Why would they go around the other side of the country when the East Coast is closer to them? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I've seen a lot of things that I agree with people talking about as a potential false flag thing. Like, hey, try and get people, up for the wall. Like, oh, they attacked us. And try and maybe, possibly, because, well, as being someone who's worked for the government, I know exactly what type of shit they do to, that's, people like to live in the dark and think, oh, our country would never do that. Our government, well, they've been caught several times doing it, so this would be no different. Like, it's like I completely believe that they could have been involved in 9/11. Like, doesn't surprise me one little bit, or wouldn't. Like, whether they did or didn't, that I wouldn't put it past our government to even allow it to happen, just because they wanted that war. yeah, I don't know. I say, as someone who's worked for the government, I've been involved in plenty of things and reviewed plenty of things and had a clearance that I know exactly the type of shit our government does. But as I digress off that'd be a whole topic itself there. And back to things we can control, because those aren't something we can control. Those are out of our means. I'm gonna adjust this dog's harness here, and I'll come back. I twisted around. He's laying down now. He's not liking it, so I'm gonna go adjust that for him. Hold on, bud. Look at this dog. Come on, approach. Wait, hold. Easy. Hold. Hold. All right. You're a little out of practice. Hold. Good job. Hold. Approach. Good job. Approach. Approach. Hold. Good job, bud. Good job. Okay, go get it. See, I had gotten him fairly well trained as a herding dog, but I couldn't get him to drive. I can't remember what they called it, trying to push him, left or right, or, trying to bring him around. Once he sees the sheep, he just runs in circles. So I don't know. I need only circle right. I could never break him of that. But otherwise, he learned some pretty good. He's getting pretty good at it. He'll be 8 years old here soon in May. He's a pretty old dog. But we're out just doing our thing of trying to get out of the camper. So he doesn't like it. It's good for both of us to get out. Get a little exercise, even just walking around, especially where I can't do my workouts with my back. But looking at these things going on, I see a lot of people just being riled up. But you gotta remember, there's nothing you can do about it, so there's no reason to get mad about these things. I'm not saying there aren't things that shouldn't upset you in the world, but just see the way people talk to each other online, which again is another reason why I got rid of social media, because all anyone does on there is bicker and argue, and it's the us versus them thing, and I'll see the one side argue against the other opposing side, and they make the same mistakes and dumb arguments and like things that don't make any sense, and they don't want to hear anything from the other side. They just want to say their point and not be argued with, which is one of the things I really hated about Reddit, is that, the thing people would like to do, they'd sit there and say what other thing to you because they wanted the last word and then block you so you can't reply. That's one of the things I hated about Reddit. It's like, if they did all these things on these social medias where if you block somebody, it removed all your comments, I think there'd see a lot less of that. Like, because people, I say, they want to be right. They don't want to be argued with. They don't want to hear a different point of view on everything. So when you want to try and argue a point, you got to remember not to try and belittle them in any way, because if you sit there and call them a fucking moron or something, that's obviously just going to piss them off. They're not going to want to listen to anything you say. Like, there's this little group called Occupy Democrats or something like that. Occupy Democracy, something. See all these little memes from them. They're like, all right, let me tell you a bunch of degenerates of how, you're starting right off insulting someone. Like, I can't remember what that meme was about, but I was just like, oh yeah, that's going to get them to listen to anything you want to say by insulting them in the first place. Let's say if you want to make an argument, you have to let the people talk, as I've discussed in another video, and you have to try and remain calm, especially if they're trying to incite something out of you. If you don't give it to them, they're not going to get that, so they're going to have to listen to anything you say. They'll be more prone to it anyway. So learning to stay calm is good. That's where this meditation comes important, because that, learning to just focus on the here and now, and not like running through all the stuff running through your head to upset you. Birds are starting to come out. So I would say practice that. Practice just, if you see things, if you got social media and you see the things that upset you, instead of just immediately going to, this guy's stupid, and like see people do and get mad, practice just maybe a conversation in your head of how you would go about trying to be calm in a situation, and like stuff like that can help. For if you ever do get in an argument, with a person's face to face, that if you remain calm, you're always going to look a lot better versus, screaming. I mean, granted, there are times when that happens that it doesn't mean you're necessarily wrong. As, say, someone with PTSD, it's kind of a thing that's prone to me, that, especially when I was in the military, just how we are, that it kicks back to that. Like someone's doing something, I'll like, hey, dipshit, what are you doing? Like, but something I work on, something Otis works on is, well, he ain't got much to work on other than barking. Good bud. Yeah, he likes to bark at people now and then. I'll play with him in a minute. I'll think of something else to cover here, and I'll come back. You getting tired, bud? All right, he's been getting some runs in. He's finally starting to slow down a little bit. Maybe we'll get him back and I'll take a nap. I've been fairly worried about him. Just gonna circle me now. He hasn't been eating. He's kind of a picky eater. So I don't think there's anything actual wrong with him, just that he likes to be a spoiled little dog. Yeah, good catch, bud. Yeah, he used to cook him meals, so like, cause he got so picky that I used to just get a bunch of chicken breasts and like liver and the gizzards and all that stuff, and then I just put it in a blender so it was coarse. Not coarse, but yeah, I guess coarsely ground. Right, and then the liver just become like a paste, and throw all that into like little Ziploc bags and freeze them. And I just pull out whatever he was needing so it'd be thawed. So he got used to that, because he won't eat dry food. He'll eat canned food every once in a while if it's like wet stuff, not like they got those little logs he'll eat sometimes. So that's what I got now, just because I can't make the home cooked meals for him. I don't have any of the stuff for it. But he's been refusing to eat that, and he hasn't eaten it in like 2 days. So I don't think there's anything wrong with, sometimes dogs just won't eat when there's something wrong with them, but I think he's just getting picky. He's like, I want the good stuff. Hi, bud. The other thing I was thinking about that I see a lot of is, I still believe that all this stuff you see, the two sides do is all distraction. It's all, just part of the plan of slowly eroding our rights, because you see them argue these things, and they get people to get riled up about these things and get mad and want to push for this, and then they pass these bills, and the huge thousands of pages of bills, and it's all the little things in there that, like, what does this have to do with the bill at all? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and then it's like stuff you see in there that just, it just takes a little adds on to this little thing and this little thing, and like, oh, that's no big deal. But then you see the other party come in and they do this little thing and this little thing, and you get all these little things that add up. It's like, it's like, how are there so many things that are illegal nowadays that seemingly shouldn't be? And I think that's, for me, I think that's all part of the plan. Is just, because if they did it all at once, people would riot. But when it's done slowly over time, people don't really seem to notice. I think that's really what the end goal is. It's just to slowly get rid of everyone's rights, to where, and keep them mad at, each other, instead of focusing on the government. I mean, people probably say that's some kind of conspiracy theory, but how often have conspiracy theorists been proven right recently? And really, that's the most logical thing. And you talk to, you can get on YouTube and watch videos of all sorts of people who worked in psyops and things. And they say, yeah, there's plenty of signs of psyops going on in our own country. And this, say, the CIA has been known to do this type of stuff before, so it wouldn't surprise me if that's the actual case. Because I just see so many things of just nonsense go on. People bicker about things, and, like, say, these huge bills that I think should only cover anything according to that, what that bill is, and it should only be, like, maybe 5 pages long if it needs to be, but something that anyone can read, in like 10 minutes or so, not, these like 3,000-4,000 page bills with all sorts of stuff in there that's completely unrelated. And the thing you got to do is, again, really try and hold the people accountable who are actually responsible, not, some guy on the internet who has a different opinion than you and taking your anger out on them, because ultimately they have nothing to do with it. So don't chase that cat. But there's a cat over there. He's been eyeballing it. We'll just check in. I still don't have any structured videos yet. Just been working on my art, stuff like that. Trying to do pictures, but I haven't thought of anything to do pictures to take, because the things I like to do are like astrophotography and like landscape and stuff. Those are the things I'm interested in anyway. And where I'm at now, it's just, some rundown buildings and things like that. I guess I could practice doing something outside my comfort zone. But I think a lot of it's sealed off, so I can't really get in to take pictures of things. I guess I could do distances. I'll have to find something to do for my photography work. It's kind of hard because I'm in the middle of a city, and so it's hard to do astrophotography because the light pollution is terrible here. So yeah, we're just out trying to keep busy. Otis is just being stubborn, not eating his food. I don't know, stay off the internet as much as you can. Probably do you all real good to get rid of your social medias, because there's so many studies too that show how bad they are. Like, there's something I read that there's some country that won't even, it's like they're wanting to ban them altogether from being able to be accessed can't remember what country it was as reading that, but I don't think that'd be a bad idea. Because, yeah, so many studies show how bad those are for just people's mentality. And yeah, I got rid of those a long time ago. So stay, try and mentally clear as much as you can. I know it's a crazy world, but you can't let things you can't control you. That's the thing with the stoicism. Like, there's actually this line in this book I was reading, the Psychology of Crowds. I had to pull that out and find that I liked this sentence in there that was really good, talking about something that I found interesting that maybe I'll put in the next video. But stay calm and think before you say something. As I know it's an old saying and people say it a lot, but it is important to don't react out of emotion, but out of logic. Don't get in arguments that aren't going to do anything but make you mad, right? Because what's the point? Like, especially with some stranger on the internet, it's just going to ruin your day to argue with someone about something that they don't really care what you're going to say anyway. That, they're just going to pick the pieces out to try and just argue about a bunch of nonsense, like, because no one actually really reads what you're trying to say. So it's just pointless. Go get that, bud. All right, we'll see you.